guys, welcome back for another video. This is going to be a how to install a fuse block on your FJR1300. This is going to be super easy. These instructions are going to apply to whatever fuse block you want to install. And before the keyboard warriors hit the comment section, I am fully aware that this particular unit is very basic and there are a lot better, more full-featured, a lot more expensive units out there. But this one exceeds what I need to do. This one is under $20. There are boxes out there 5 to 10 times as expensive. This has no app. It simply works when you plug it in. It only has 4 circuits, so if you need more than that, and actually you may need 2 of these per device, depending on your wiring, you know, you're gonna need a bigger one. You can't switch per circuit, whether it's switched or constant power. It's all one way or the other. So just be aware of the limitations. Every single fuse block has pros and cons. This one fits my needs. This also is a low amp draw unit. 5 amps per circuit max. Inside are 4 blade fuses. This top pops right off so you can replace them. 20 amps max for the unit. I don't live up north. I'm never gonna have heated clothing. The days of non-LED huge amp draw lights are far behind us. So the only thing I'm ever gonna be using are electronics. Maybe I'll plug in a phone charger, dash cam, navigation, stuff like that. All well under the qualifications for working with something like this. I'll put a link down below, but the wiring for this is super easy. So it's also not waterproof, so you can't mount it externally. Not a big deal. It's going under my seat with the rest of my stuff. There's my quick shifter. Pretty much any bike is going to have a waterproof location to put your stuff. So I'm going to be putting it somewhere in here. Now, I'm going to wire this so that the whole thing is switched power. I don't want constant power. Anything I plug into this, I want to come on and off with the bike. So I don't want this to always be drawing down the battery. Very easy to do. Let me show you. So I've taken off my battery panel. Obviously we need to get to the battery. On a 14 and up, very easy. Couple quick connectors, 2 screws, panel comes off. If you've got a 13, you got to take this panel off because there's a hidden tab. You can break that tab off and make it into a 14 panel, which I highly suggest you do. But everything is right here that we need. This is the main fuse for the taillights, and we are going to use that for our signal wire to make the fuse block switched, and obviously the positive and negative battery terminals. Now, you could also, if you, for whatever reason, wanted to tap into an actual wire, you can go right here, take off this panel, pull out your bundle right here, this large connector with the 6 wires, actually 5 wires. You got a couple options, not these 2, this big one here. There is a wiring adapter made by Admore. I believe it's $39.95, something like that. You just disconnect these, it plugs in between and gives you a whole mess of breakout cables. Now it's made to wire in their whole lighting kit for their trunks, but you can use it for anything and it gives you a switched power out. Or just tap into the blue wire. That is the positive going to your taillights. Same thing we're gonna do up there. Now, the fuse block does give you crimp connectors. I hate them. I do not suggest anybody use them. If you want to tap into any wire, this is what I suggest. They work great, and there's gonna be people that don't like any option out there, but believe me, I've never had these fail. You'll find them under a few different brands. At the auto stores around here, they're under Dorman. You'll find them called Positaps, and I'm sure other brands as well, but they perfectly center the wire, they pierce it with a metal pin, and it just screws together and it's done. You can't mess this up. Unlike the crimp connectors where you can be off, you can damage the wire itself, no bueno. So that's an option there, but I'm not doing any of that. If at all possible, I always like to leave stock wiring alone, no permanent mods. But I just wanted to show you that in case you wanted to do it. So I just have to figure out where I want to put the device. I think just right here, so I'm just going to dust that off. I can't remember what this is. I think it's an ABS module. It's not the ECU. That's over on the side of the battery. I think it's the ABS module. Anyway, it's not going anywhere. I'm just going to use double-sided Velcro. It also comes with, I believe, some sticky tape. Maybe not. let's see, here it goes. So they give you the crimp connectors, they give you some pigtails. The wiring going into the unit is screwed down. So you've got the wire, or the screws down in there. You just stick the bare wire in there and crimp them down. So those pigtails can make it easy to put on bullet connectors if you want to be detaching stuff. I won't have any need for that, so I'm not going to use this at all. And they do give you some spare various fuses. And that's it. So let's mount it, run the wire. I'm going to prop the tank up. I don't need to take it off, just to route the wire and make it all nice and clean. And we should be done in like 5 minutes. Minor change of plans. The bike is too big. To be fair, most bikes have the batteries here in the seat compartment, but the cable is not long enough to reach where I need it. I'm short a couple feet, so not a huge deal. I'm just going to cut off these crimp ends. I've got more, put some more on, and I got some wire, and we'll just crimp those together with connectors and make whatever extension we need. And there we go, got a custom extension made up. You can of course wire yours any way you like. I'm out of my large heat shrink, so as soon as I get some more in, I will cover up the joints here. Just used spade connectors crimped on and then heat shrink over each one of those. I don't have to put this on, but I like it to look pretty. Just some sheathing on here, and I'm going to tuck this and zip tie it under the tank to the frame. It'll come up here. I'll cut these to the perfect length and then crimp on new ends right to the battery, and I'll show you how to connect this into the fuses without any splicing needed. And that's our signal to make it a switched unit. And there we go, nice and tidy. Got that just looped in, followed the throttle cables, just put a zip tie there, came in under the access hole there where I had my battery tender looping through, so it won't be going up top. Put on crimp ends, cut the length, plenty of slack in it, no problem there. Now, the signal wire, as you can see, it's connected to the battery, and even if we turn the bike on, it's off. No lights on. That's because these two cables deliver the power, but this is the on-off switch. So without this having power, that's nothing. Doesn't do a thing. So we're going to tap into this fuse here. This is our main stoplight, tail light fuse. Pinch this side of the watertight connector. I'm not left-handed, a little hard to do. There we go. Turn the bike off here. I've already got it loose. Use needle nose pliers and carefully pull the fuse out. Now what we're going to do is just take our signal wire and lay it over top just like that, and then put the fuse in, and it'll just fold around it, and then we can close the watertight connector. Sorry for the background noise. Everybody's doing their lawn out. It's a beautiful day. All right, so now we got that just folded under. Nothing spliced, nothing cut. Now, if we turn on the bike, we have switched power. See the blue lights are on there. Good to go. All right, I'm gonna button it back up. That's as easy as it gets to install a fuse block. Obviously, some other units come with longer wires. You won't have to do this. Obviously, if you're looking at this on another bike, you probably have your battery somewhere around there. So this particular unit or others that come with short wires and the FJR, just know you'll have to make up your little wiring connector there. That's it. Hope it helps. See you next time.